We are the only premier Black-owned steak hot dog companies in the country.
Okay, alright.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man Bobby Morelli, aka the Sausage King, live in the color right here at the Hot Dog Box. We're located in urban space. Welcome, come, follow me. Let's go. Bye. I am an artist. I am an entrepreneur. I am a father. I'm a husband. And I'm a Black man out here trying to get it. The role that music plays in my life is a very pivotal role because I started singing at the age of 4, and I was singing in the church choir, similar to a lot of musicians. That's where you actually get your training. That's where I got a lot of my training from, was in the church choir. As a kid, had my first solo like at the age of 6, and getting a standing ovation in church kind of like made me say, hey, this is actually what I want to do. And slowly became my passion from there. But music has always been around, from listening to gospel, R&B, jazz. My mother kept music playing in the house, so I was always intrigued with it. And then I started writing my first song around like 6. I remember not even knowing what musical notes meant, but I just know that musical notes was a part of music. And I was like, had the music book in church, and you have all the music in the hymns, you have the music notes there, and I was just like copy them and just like imagine myself like really writing a song, with the lyrics. And I'm sure if we played some of that stuff today, we'd be like, yeah, this don't go together. But music has been a very instrumental part of my life. Making the transition from being a musician to now a restaurateur slash chef, I still don't even think I wear that hat as a chef. I would like to say more of an artist. Chef, comes by way of training, schooling and things of that sort, but I came by way of art, and that's how I choose to look at the food that I create, even with my restaurant, as art, because that's the skill set that I have to lean to. I didn't go to culinary school, and I didn't do all of that stuff, but what I did was go to the School of Art. And I look at writing, how I like build my dogs and stuff like that for the Hot Dog Box. I actually look at it as if I'm writing a record, and I like, the bun is literally like the bass line of the song, right? So it's the bass line of the dog to me. And then you have the actual dog in itself, that's the actual melody, the thing that is holding everything together with the different flavors and textures and things like that. And then you have like the toppings, that actually like is just like the texturizing of the song. It's like, what are we saying in a song? And I just do like a little razzle dazzle, whatever that garnish is considered the razzle dazzle of the dog, and it's considered the razzle dazzle of the song. Sort of like ad-libbing, but that's my garnishing of whatever dog. So really just parlaying a lot of what I've, learned musically, in, the streets of being an artist, and in church, gleaning to that. And technically what I want to say to my public, to the people that follow us, to the people that try our dogs, is very similar. As a food artist, hot dogs as my medium of choice was because in so many ways, even in music, corporate America felt like the underdog, right? And I love a good hot dog, but I also felt like the hot dog was the underdog of so many restaurants' menus. It was more so relegated to kids, and it was just an underserved and underrepresented product, a food product. And I felt that nobody was paying attention to it. And I know that there was a lot of people, that felt like, maybe have felt like myself, in corporate America, in the music industry, where you're overlooked or underlooked, underpaid, and the respect isn't there. So I chose hot dog as a medium because I felt like I could really take something that was underrepresented and, nobody's really paying attention to it, and kind of like make it into something to where people respected it and people looked at it like, wow, never saw it like that. Never thought that I can enjoy a hot dog with shrimp on it. Never thought that I can enjoy a hot dog with, peanut butter on it. Like, so all these different combinations, I was able to really bring it out and make it shine. And that's essentially my canvas. My connection to Brownsville is actually where we started as the hot dog box. We started in a 200 square foot shipping container. And actually I saw this shipping container was a black box in the shadows of the green line, like really under the green line. And, I came across of it while I was visiting Boxville. That's where the box is. Visiting Boxville is a little shipping container community of all different kinds of businesses incubating their ideas and concepts. But at that time, it was just very empty. And I figure I feel like I can really do something here. At that time, I was also, my agency I just closed my agency, which was a web design and marketing agency for small businesses. And I lost a lot of clients because of COVID and things like that. And I was at home, literally for the whole summer, bored out of my mind, getting depressed because of all of the stuff that we were seeing. I guess like COVID really ripped the Band-Aid off of a lot of things that this country endured, but we put the Band-Aid over it, and we all had a front seat to see what was going on as far as like all of the racial discrimination and like stuff that we kind of dealt with as a Black people, on a regular, but it just came to the forefront, and I just felt myself getting really depressed. I went to this spot called Boxville that's located in Brownsville with a friend of mine, and I just saw this space and I was like, man, I'm not really doing much right now with my time. And I remember I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I know like they always say that a lot of businesses and a lot of millionaires are made sometimes during the downturn of our economy, or something like that. And I was just like, well, now is my time to strike. And I just said, well, if I gotta stand on the corner and sell hot dogs to make a living for myself and my family, that's what I was going to do. And Hot Dogs was born. The hot dog box was born in like 2 weeks. We are the only premier Black-owned steak hot dog companies in the country. Actually, we use a Piedmontese cattle out of the northern regions of Italy. So it's a northern heritage breed of Italy called Piedmont. And the cattle is very lean and protein packed. And that's what our dogs are, technically all about. Like, we don't use the fillers and the nitrates and all those things that you may see in some of the regular grocery store brands, stuff like that. But actually, our dogs are created to be a cut above the rest, and that's what we pride ourselves on, is creating a product that stands out even from taste and texture to flavor. That's something that I was very strategic on, with making sure that our brand stood apart from just the everyday hot dog stand, even though like we love them too. Like, we love a good Chicago style dog, right? We love a good Vienna dog. However, I wanted to make sure that I owned the product as well. The product that I'm marketing, like, I had ownership of that. And that was important because I know that that helps to create the legacy and the longevity of the brand, right? I'm not just, the marketer of the hot dog, but I also own the actual hot dog brand that we're marketing. So yeah, that was important for me to do. my faith has actually kept me from going crazy and giving up, when life has thrown me some really tough, curveballs. And like, even with the business, like, a lot of people may say that it's a success, and yes, it is a success, and I appreciate how far we've come. But every day it's a battle that people are not always privy to as an entrepreneur. Like, you really have to tell yourself every day, you can do this. You have to do this. And sometimes when I can't glean from anything else, I glean from my faith to keep going and keep the ball rolling, because it's not just for me, it's my legacy. It's what I, want to leave for my children. It's what I want to leave for the world. It's what I want to leave for my employees, the people that come and work, for us. Like, it's something that I want to make sure that when it's my time to expire, they have something to live on to and live up to, as it pertains to, the work that I've done with hot dogs. And it's funny how God works, because even for me, I thought as an entrepreneur that it was like my last hurrah, because I've been on the journey of entrepreneurship for about 12 years, and hits and misses. And a lot of entrepreneurs will tell you, there's a lot of failure, a lot of lessons that you have to learn, or you go through before you hit that one gold mine, right? And even the gold mine, there's lessons to be learned in that. But a lot of hits and misses, and the hot dog box was like, you know what, I'm tired, I'm just gonna sell these hot dogs and sling these sausages on this corner and like just be happy, right? Not knowing that it would be the business that would take me to the next level in my career, and bring me the most notoriety out of all, like even more so than music. And I thought God was being really funny with that. I learned that it's important to educate, our customers, but it's also important to educate ourselves and to go read the room, there's a reason why, these big restaurant groups and stuff like that do market studies and location research for R&D, like for some time, because they want to make sure that whatever community that they're going into, it can support the product. And me, it was just like, no, fanfare is not, enough. And I had to, it was a very hard lesson, because I did not want to close that location, because I felt like it was going to be our flagship location. It just really was a hard lesson. And it took me literally 6 months to get over that. Like, once we closed that location and we, moved where we moved to now, it took me 6 months to really process that, okay, this is no longer a thing. Like, we're done, here, and we have to grow to elevate. And even though that location may be seen as a failure to some, because we had to close, I honestly feel like it was a hard lesson, that I had to learn early on in my restaurateur career, or being, a restaurateur, because it prepared me for what I'm doing now. And it also made me more aware and cognizant of, choosing locations, choosing the demographic, and learning my demographic for the product that we have. Like, we don't have just a regular hot dog, right? So we can't be in just a regular community, right? We have to be in an area or a location that understands the product and can appreciate and celebrate the product the way that we see it. So we're now, located downtown Chicago, in the heart of the Loop, or in the heart of Chicago in the Loop, in a food hall called Urban Space. And actually, Urban Space was supposed to be my second location. But once, I kind of made the decision to close the other location in Portage Park, Urban Space just, they embraced us. We were already in works, we were already in talks with this being our, location. And it has tremendously been a step up, because even Portage Park was a step up from Bronzeville, and each step, there are lessons, that has to be learned, and I'm sure, wherever we go after urban space, it would be a step up. But the space has allowed us to be closer to our demographic and have more of a diverse, customer base. So that's, because I don't like, even though I'm a Black-owned business, it's important for me to make sure that I don't put myself in a box or pigeonhole myself to just be like, we're Black-owned business, so we just serve Black customers. Like that's not good for business in general. I wanted to make sure that my product is universal. Everybody loves hot dogs, and if you don't love beef hot dog, maybe you like a turkey or salmon or vegan hot dogs. So being there in urban space has allotted us the opportunity to be a lot closer to our demographic. Tourism, is very high for us. Like whenever they see us on television or social media, they're always coming like, man, we saw you guys on here. Or we get people from the Netherlands and Switzerland and from all over the world that comes to our location, in urban space, and actually, it's a blessing. I wrote Underdog in the hot dog box. The song also tells you to celebrate yourself and not have to worry about so much of everybody else recognizing who you are. Like, you recognize who you are, and that's another reason why I always wear my crown, because I don't have to wait on somebody to tell me that I'm a king, right? I tell myself that every day, and I believe that every day. So I don't necessarily have to subscribe to, whatever narratives that may be put out about Black men, or negative narratives that are put out about us. I subscribe to who I say I am and who I believe I am, and everybody else subscribe to it that's around me, or they just move along, right? I'm walking through the grocery store, you have people, hello king, good morning king, so, and it's like, yes, good morning, good morning, yes, I am, because that's who I am. And it's not saying that I'm better than anybody, it's just me being who I am, and being confident in that, and not saying that, oh, he has to wear a crown to feel good. No, the crown is just a gentle reminder, right? It's what I feel in here. That's, what I am. Hey, my name is Bobby Morelli, the Sasha's King, and you're watching Profiles.